All right, so Geberit, what is it? So Geberit for us makes two products in the U.S. They make wall carriers for wall-hung toilets and wall-hung urinals. In the wall-hung urinals, it's very specific. Only a few brands work with that. And
Great.
focus on is the wall hung toilets. And so I'll show you in a second. Pretty much every brand has a toilet that will work on a wall hung. The most common obviously are going to be Toto and Kohler, but we represent Icera. Icera works on it. Pretty much every brand does. Duravit, so on and so forth. If you represent Duravit and you buy a Duravit toilet and a Duravit wall carrier, it's going to be a Geberit unit. So your advantage would be to split them into two orders because you get a better price if you buy the Geberit directly from Geberit versus buying it through Duravit. Plus, it's also easier to get parts later if something does go wrong with it because Geberit it's easier for them to track it. So we still can get parts, but it makes the process easier if you do it directly through Geberit. So the two types of carriers that we have are two different carriers from a standpoint of the installation type. So installation systems, we're going to do systems for wall hung. I'm on the website here. So you will see you have a 2x6 and a 2x4 construction. There's also a 2x6 pre-wall construction. Mostly what we sell are going to be the 2x4 and a 2x6, 2x4 in residential, 2x6 mostly in commercial, but we do both in commercial as well. So it really just depends on the contractor. It also depends on the way the waste goes out. So in a 2x6 construction, you can change the angle of the waste differently than you can in a 2x4. So depending on what needs to happen in construction to get the waste out of the building, they may have to go to a 2x6, make that one wall a 2x6 wall versus a 2x4 wall. We've had that happen a couple times where they're like, this is the unit we need, and it only is available in 2x6. So we're just going to look at 2x4 just to give you a focus here. So you click on 2x4, it tells you the features of the product, and then also it gives you all the different things here for installation instructions. There's a brochure we call Clean Design that's a very helpful brochure to look at for what is compatible on the compatible bowls. So I'm going to open that up here because we talked about that. So if we scroll down as soon as it loads, give us here are all your different bowls that are compatible. So you can see it's a multitude of brands there, multitude of different ones in the series, but pretty much all your major brands you're going to have bowls that will work with Geberit. Some of my Toto dealers have told me if they call and ask Toto, does your bowl work with a Geberit? Toto is telling them no, but that's not true because Toto has their own wall carrier, so they want to sell their own wall carrier, but they do, and it does not affect the warranty on the bowl, and it certainly does not affect our warranty as far as the wall carrier goes. And then the wall carrier has a limited lifetime warranty on the tank itself. So in this photo, this will be your tank part here. The tank is made from a very high grade plastic. It's the same type of plastic that they use to make gas tanks for cars. So it's very durable. It won't compress. It's going to last a lifetime for sure. It is insulated to keep sweating in the wall because we are holding water in the wall. And then on the parts inside the tank, so your flush valve, your fill valve, your shut off, all those different parts that are inside there, you have a 10-year warranty. So that's, 8 to 9 years over pretty much any toilet manufacturer for a standard toilet. So you've got a great quality. You've got a product that's going to last. The other thing I would just say here is we always get the complaint, or not the complaint, but the concern of putting the toilet part in the wall. But the thing we need to remind the customer is water's in the wall in every project, whether it's a commercial, residential, it doesn't matter. There's going to be water in the wall. Our shower valves are in the wall. All of the plumbing is in the wall, so it's nothing really that much different. We're just putting the tank inside the wall to create more space. So when you have small spaces, this is ideal, especially like in powder rooms, things like that, where we're trying to get, cram as much into a powder room as we can, and we're using these small spaces to do it. It's the best application for that. The other thing is just it changes the total design, so it's a little bit more contemporary. Some of the bowls can be very traditional looking bowls depending on the manufacturer, so it doesn't have to be totally contemporary. But it's also a couple other things is it's much easier to clean, because you can clean right underneath the bowl, just mop right under it. You're not mopping around the typical toilet. And then it's easier to wipe down the actual bowl itself, because there are no nooks and crannies and things like that in the bowl. Price point wise, you're looking at roughly about the same price point of a quality one-piece skirted toilet. So if you take a two-piece builder type toilet, yes, it's much more expensive. But if you're looking at a quality one-piece skirted toilet, the price range is roughly about the same by the time you buy the bowl and you have the carrier in the wall. So it's not crazy expensive, and it works very well. All the parts that need to be serviced are in this little compartment that you see here where it says Sigma. So what happens is, if we go back to our brochure here, this cover, the wall actuator, actually just snaps off, and then there's a cover behind that. It pops out, and everything can be replaced from right there. Everything that would ever need to be replaced is done from that point. So the only other thing that could ever happen is if somebody screwed through the wall into the tank. That would be your only issue at that point. But as far as being able to do maintenance on it, it's very simple. Pop those two covers off, and everything can be pulled out from right there, and then serviced and replaced, and you're good to go. So those are the things, those concerns you're going to have to overcome whenever people are concerned about it, because those are the things. I have water in the wall, and what do I do if something breaks? So we've answered both of those questions.